What was it like to turn 30?
The whole world's shifted. What do I do with my life?
And then you're like, now what?
Dark times. I was not in a good place.
If you're in a situation where you're not happy with your life or your job, how do you find a clarity and have an idea on what to do next?
People are scared of change, right? But I think
Wow. Today I'm asking strangers in their 30s what advice they would give to their younger self. Usually we interview older generations, but the advice that I gathered from meeting these 30-somethings over the last couple months really blew me away. And it comes from people who I'd say are way wiser than their years. I think you will really enjoy the advice you hear. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
How old are you?
34.
What was it like to turn 30? I know that's a big thing for a lot of people. Was it a big thing for you?
It was, and I remember when I turned 30, I was in Puerto Rico, and I was not in a good place. So I remember being in one of the most beautiful beaches in the world and being like, it doesn't matter where I am, if I'm not well up here, it doesn't mean anything.
I feel like most of my 20s were a chaotic pursuit of trying to be somebody or trying to look like somebody. And I've learned that you should focus not on trying to look important, but doing the important things.
What does it feel like to be 35?
It's a little intimidating. You start to become aware of what life is like, how much you have left, but also how much you've accomplished. So I would say, you start to analyze or start to have the midlife crisis before the midlife crisis.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in sales. It can be very long days, above-hour days at times. So at that point, it's like, how do you regain your life? You lose hobbies, you lose your own identity.
Okay, so I'm obviously assuming this is not your dream job, right? What is your dream job?
My dream job would be going back to the creative industry, majored in graphic design. Wish I could essentially have pursued that. I think realistically, money was the big trigger point for me. I sold my soul for money, and while it's been successful and fulfilling to that extent, it's now the missing piece of the puzzle that it's me, my passions not equating to what I do.
shit, it's a crazy time right now, to be honest. I thought like, should I be where I am? Should I be doing what I'm doing right now? Is all the thoughts that I'm having. And also like everything's got very serious all of a sudden. Yeah, pressure's here.
Because you're 30?
Because I'm 30. I feel like it happened really weirdly. I thought when I was 29, I was like, yo, this is light. I'm having a great year. And then 30 is like the whole world's shifted.
I feel like I finally figured out what I'm doing in life, and I'm happy where I'm at. I think I figured it out now.
I think people would agree with that, yeah. What is one thing that when you were younger, you put a lot of importance on, and as you've gotten older, you realize wasn't actually that important?
What people think of you, because everyone can be a troll online and just write negative comments, right?
What people think of you. 100%, 100%. People actually don't care about you as much as we think they do. All those comments, they don't mean anything to me, because the day I'm going to be able to deposit those comments in my bank account, that's when I'll care.
People always telling you this is how you need to do, this is what you need to do. But after entering my 30s, and this is what I've realized in the last few years, there's no such thing as this is how it is done. There's no such thing. It is just some people sharing their own experience and thinking that, this is how you should also do it. That might be stopping you from taking such risks and maybe the potential that you didn't even know that you could reach just because you thought that this is the society's way of doing things.
When I was younger, I really cared what people thought about me. And I still, of course, do to an extent. But first couple years of college, I was like scared to even I never even left my dorm room because I had so much acne, I was so self-conscious. And then I realized like no one gives everyone else is worried about their own acne and shit too. So it's once you realize that no one gives a then life opens up so much and you take so many more risks in life and you don't worry about people judging you, I guess.
What do you think someone looking at you is thinking about you?
Well, I think a lot of the times when I tell people I feel like I lack confidence, or like, oh really? That's not how you come off as. I think I project something differently than what I'm truly feeling inside. But I feel like right now it's sort of lining up where I feel as confident as I appear or look. So that feels good. It feels genuine to me.
I think people have forgotten to romanticize their life. I think that they're looking for meaning elsewhere, or they're trying to find meaning in things that are not really substantial or have enough substance. Like social media has done that for a lot of people. They see just the surface of a person and not really what they've been through and who they are in the inside. And I think people should romanticize their life and the moments that they have with themselves. I think that people deep down, they have something that they treasure that they have forgotten about. And I like to argue that, the treasure that you could be seeking could be right below your feet, but you just don't know where you stand. know your worth. I think that's what really leads people to be the happiest.
A lot of people walk around not sure, and they try to find partners that they can put on a high pedestal to find whatever they're lacking in life. They hope to find in the other person, and that's putting too much pressure. By the time you're looking for a life partner or someone that you want to start a family with, of that sense, someone that you can grow with, but you are everything that you need. You don't need to have another person to complete you. You should be able to complete yourself.
Can I ask how you've gotten to this point?
Dark times. And I feel like it's dark times that are the building times. Every time that you find yourself at your lowest low, instead of looking at it from a complete negative perspective, it's finding the beauty in the dark, because once you overcome whatever the hell you have to overcome, you see the growth of you as a person. So yeah.
What's a big goal that you have not yet achieved?
Maybe my ultimate dream would be to be a mother and have kids, to be honest.
Are you on the way to that, would you say?
Oh God, so far from it. It's not even fun. I'm not taking CVs. This isn't the board. But just like meeting a good person, which is not easy. So.
See, I'm not taking CVs. Is that what you said under your breath? I didn't hear anything. If you're in a situation where you're not happy with your life or your job, how do you find the clarity and have an idea on what to do next?
I was doing banking, so I was doing asset management, and then I stepped into venture debt, and then I decided that I'm going to quit. So I quit immediately, and I was like, I'm out of here. Wow. I thought about leaving so many times. And I was like, when am I going to pull this trigger? When am I going to do this? When am I going to leave? But it happened enough times for me to be like, I don't want to do this cycle again.
Right.
That's why it's always difficult to jump once you don't have that clarity of what you're going to do.
Yes.
Whereas if you know and have the clarity that this isn't the right place for you, that's when it's time to go. Make time for yourself. Sit down, reassess, rethink, really put yourself in a situation of blank canvas. Where would you actually like to be? What would you actually like to do? One of the things that I did recently was, what does an ideal day look for me? What does it look like? Go in gym, 6 o'clock in the morning. Next is getting into the office, make sure I'm all good. Then it's like running up all the work and the different businesses that I do, making sure that I'm all good with those. But right now, that looks like it's impossible, right?
Right.
So you make small steps in order to get there.
Did you vision board that? You write it down? Or
I wrote it down, I vision board it.
So you know what it looks like?
Yeah, I know what it looks like. Once you actually know what it looks like and where you want to be, then you can start laying steps to get there.
We have created a limited 6-month goal-setting journal that is designed to help you figure out your ideal lifestyle, turn that into a series of detailed goals to achieve it, and then give you 6 full months of goal tracking to build the discipline that you need to get to the next level. The exercises and strategies in this journal are based entirely from the advice that you hear from over 1,000 interviewees every week on our channel and over 10 years of guided journaling experience. So click the link in our description to learn more about it.
If I'm trying to figure my life out and feeling like I'm not down the right path, what's a question I could ask myself to maybe get closer to it?
Who am I really when people are not looking? What is the one thing that I love doing that I could do for free for the rest of my life? What are the last things I like to see in my final moments is one that's kind of really hard to think about. I think of the last 5 minutes of my life. I really think that the last moments of my life are going to be the longest, and I might be there for a while. And I don't want that movie to be bad. I want to just, leave with a smile on my face and just think about that I left it all on the table and just go out in peace.
What's a truth you've learned about life that you wish everybody knew about?
When you do something, go all in. And what's the worst that's going to happen? It's not going to work out. But if, let's say, you didn't go all in and you regret, oh my God, maybe I should have done this. That's why, whatever you do, go all in. That's why there's just no regrets.
So people should listen to their intuition more and do the thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. Our intuition knows best.
Right.
It's not that serious. Life is not that serious. Just enjoy yourself. I'm a big person on timing. I'm a big person on when fate, destiny, all that kind of stuff meant to happen, it'll happen.
Trust the timing of your life. There's been so many opportunities that I didn't get, and then looking back, I realized, oh, this is why that didn't happen for this to happen.
Money is not everything. My main goal in life, was just to get financial independence up until I got to the point where I did get financial independence. And then you're like, now what? Because you kind of always need something to be looking forward to, looking ahead of. And you just have to have goals outside of just money. because I've seen so many people succumb to that, and so many people close to me in my life that's all it's consumed them and has ruined their personal life.
If you could give one piece of advice to someone your age or younger on living a good life, what would you say?
People are shit scared of change, right? Change is beautiful. Change is where you learn the most. Change is where you really understand yourself, where you further develop yourself as well. Change is one of the best things that you can possibly get to. So I would say change up your environment. That's how you can keep on adding spice. Yes, it can be difficult. Change up where you work. Instead of working in your desk, go work in a coffee shop. Go work in a library. Really get creative with it. Stop eating at the same places. Go eat at a different place.
Right.
Just be curious. Get out there a bit more.
I would just say take the leap of faith. I would say don't be afraid to make the move or explore it, because usually your gut's always right about something and you don't want to waste time. You know, we have a very finite amount of time on this earth. I think of it as the ultimate currency that we can't get back. It's more than the US dollars or whatever, any currency in life. So spend it wisely and doing something that you're going to actually enjoy day in and day out.
Surround yourself with people who are inspiring, because if you surround yourself with people who are negative or who don't, believe in you, like that will just pull you down. I think I had a really good support network of people who really believed in my overall vision.
I like that. If you could go back in time and give a piece of advice to your younger self, knowing what you know today, what would you say to her?
You're going to be okay. I've been so anxious sorry, I'm going to get teary-eyed.
Let's do it like this. Okay, let's hear it. Advice to the younger self.
I've been so anxious. I was super anxious in my 20s, like always constantly worrying about whether I'd be a good enough daughter or like good enough friend. And now I feel like, oh my God, this is so sappy. I just feel like, everything's going to be okay. Whereas before it was like anything bad that would happen to me was like the end of the world. I didn't get a gig. Oh my God, I'm not worthy of any of this, Whereas it was just one thing, it was just one thing in the grand scheme of things. So I feel like if you're let down once, twice, 3, 4 times, just keep going.